Hey guys, this morning it is a beefy subject, so this is part two. If you want to see the whole thing, I encourage you to read the whole article later this morning on WQAD.com. But it is a great question. It comes from Tom in West Burlington. We're talking about the heat wave index, and there are graphs that show that it was 4 times higher than it is right now back in the 1930s. So what's the difference in regards to the climate change situation right now? Here's the graphic that he's talking about, the heat wave index, and this comes from the EPA and NOAA. And there you see it. It sticks out like a sore thumb. Essentially, when have we seen more heat waves here in the United States? And this goes until 2020, by the way. That was the last update on this graph. But going back to the 1930s, you have to remember that was the Dust Bowl, of course. And that was a period of time that was filled with at least 3 years of back-to-back drought. And you can see how it affected the heat here. You've got this climbing at least 3 separate times before it reached its peak here in the 1930s itself. A couple of things to remember, though, of course. We had different land use issues at that time. The World War was going on. That was a big impact. But what we're seeing, at least here in the near term, this was July last month, where you're looking at where was the bulk of the warmth in the United States. Because certainly, if you look at this map, it was only impacting a small area of the country, and that was in the southwest here. While here in the immediate Quad Cities, we weren't really experiencing extremely hot weather in July, not compared to normal anyway. They certainly were here in the southwest. And there's other parts of the world that were really seeing some hot temperatures too. So I encourage you to go to WQAD.com where you can read more about how this may link together with what we're seeing, including a volcanic eruption that happened last year. So check that out a little bit later this morning. We'll be right back with your accurate forecast that includes the opportunity for some storms this weekend.